All right, forget the tech solve for a second. I'm actually immersed in the packaged food bull market. Take a look at McCormick, the #1 maker of spices, seasonings, and sauces, with a stock that jumped nearly 7% today in the wake of a terrific quarter. You know how much I like these guys. This morning, McCormick reported a top and bottom line beat, double-digit growth in both their consumer business and, I think, in many ways, more important, their restaurant supply business. Even better, management issued a bullish full-year forecast, talking about $3.17 to $3.22 of earnings per share. Analysts were looking for $3.09. No wonder McCormick zoomed to a new 52-week high. Someone downgraded earlier this week. I said, can they at least, why don't they wait to see what they do? But can this stock keep running? Let's check in with Lawrence Kurzius, friend of the show, chairman and CEO of McCormick. Get a better read in the quarter. Mr. Kurzius, welcome back to Mad Money.
Thanks. It's great to be on with you. Man, you hit all my talking points. I should almost stop now.
Let's hit some more. Lawrence, you did it again. You bought Cholula, which was a little bit sleepier than I like, kind of like a private equity thing, and you've turned it on fire. Number 2, tell us about what happens when McCormick gets a hold of a brand.
Well, Jim, first of all, again, thank you for having me on. And we did just report a terrific quarter. Consumer demand for flavor is just so strong. And our acquisition of Cholula hot sauce, and we also bought Phone of Flavors last year, really did make fantastic additions to our portfolio. With Cholula, we have expanded distribution. We've gotten it shelved better. We have propelled Cholula's growth. It was already a strong brand. But we have propelled it to the number 2 position in the hot sauce category in the U.S. Cholula and Frank's are like brother and sister in the hot sauce category now. Frank's number 1, Cholula number 2. And I don't want to leave out restaurants. We have added thousands of restaurants, front of house usage and back of house. And I guess I'll tell you one more thing about Cholula. Is that we added over 1 million households using Cholula in the last year. So really, really great progress on that brand.
One of the things that people had told me was, look, when we get the reopening, what you're going to have is people are going to go back. They're not going to be cooking. They'll go back to going to restaurants. And I always said, well, listen, McCormick will get them in restaurants, will get them at home. But what I am surprised about is the robust nature of people cooking at home, even after they're allowed to go out. Something's really going on here, Lawrence. It's very different from the way it's been in a long time.
It's been too much has been attributed to the pandemic. There has been a long-term trend towards cooking at home, cooking from scratch at home, cooking more healthily at home, really driven by younger consumers. And Jim, I know you've got young members of your family. They all, I'm sure you see it as an anecdote. They all take pictures of everything that they cook and pass it around. I mean, cooking has been in fashion among young consumers for a long time, and it's really a long-term trend that we see globally. The pandemic accelerated it, but it was a trend already before the pandemic. It's been a trend through the pandemic, and we believe it's continuing for the long term.
So, my vegan daughter posts everything. And, of course, this is the only stuff that people – it doesn't have calories. And let's just call it – cut to the chase. You put on Cholula, you put on Frank's, and you don't add calories. And these people care tremendously about their health. It's not just because they want to look thin. They want to be healthy. Now, something else happened that I thought was kind of pretty interesting. I found out about an index that I did not know about. I thought I knew every index in the world. The Scoville Index. Tell people about that.
Well, the Scoville Index is an index that measures how hot something is, hot, not temperature-wise, but spiciness-wise. And, Cholula is a hot sauce that measures around 2,000 on the Scoville Index. That's just a little bit less than a straight jalapeno does. Frank's is a little bit more mild. Consumers aren't looking for the hottest thing out there. There's some of these boutique-y hot sauces that'll blow your head off that have much higher Scoville unit ratings. But we believe that consumers are looking for flavor with their heat, and that's where the real opportunity is.
Okay, I have been critical of some of the more odd cryptos because I think that they're a bit of a joke. But I've got to tell you, as between Dogecoin and Bonecoin, I'm taking Bonecoin for the big game. What do you think?
Hey, this is one I knew you would love, Jim. Our marketing for Cholula and for Frank's is targeted right at the younger consumer. I mean, we know our consumer, And for Frank's, we've got a bone coin promotion that we're launching for the big game. You eat wings on the Frank's app. You take a picture of the wings of the bones. That's how you mine bone coin. You earn bone coin by showing pictures of chicken wing bones, and with those bone coins, you can buy edible, fungible NFTs. And if that's not on trend and right in the moment, I don't know what is.
Well, I think it's perfect. It's certainly very fitting. Now, most companies in your business have had a hard time with inflation. When I looked at your brands and what I see, I think some companies can pass it on because their brands are so great. You did not spend a lot of time on inflation. And that, to me, says that you can take price.
Well, inflation is certainly out there, and it's going to come through. It came through in our numbers for last year, and it's part of our outlook for next year. I think that we don't give quarterly guidance, but if I were, I'd say first quarter is going to be a tough comparison to last year because all the pricing isn't going to be in effect, and all the cost is in effect. We do see inflation. We are taking pricing to counter. Our brands are strong. We're the leader in our categories, and our customers and our consumers know that we're going to be fair. We're passing through a cost. We're not margining up. And honestly, Jim, our products are part of the consumer solution for grocery bill inflation, not part of the problem. When things like meat go up 40%. Consumers can use McCormick flavors, Frank's hot sauce, to get all the flavor that they want out of their meal, while they may buy cheaper cuts of meat and use more vegetables.
That's a great point. With flank steak doubled, right? And so a way to be able to make it different and better is with your stuff. Really good story. Well, Lawrence, we got to move on. You're always a delight to come on. I knew it was going to be a good quarter. I couldn't believe when I saw the downgrade of this, because, are you kidding me? This guy just got to #1 and #2 hot, and it's just going to get better and better. Lawrence Kurzius, fantastic quarter. MKC, thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks, Jim.
It's good numbers, guys. Good numbers. Stay with Cramer.
Coming up, SPACs, direct listings, and the good old IPO. The market is teeming with new opportunities. Cramer reveals the ones that have caught his eye. Next.